Hello. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? My name is Angel Charmaine, and I am your host for tonight. And this is the Angel Charmaine book bundle giveaway. And I am going to be doing this little giveaway contest all week leading up to Saturday. This coming Saturday is the Our Words Matter Black Author Expo that's going to be going on in Aiken, South Carolina. Shout out to Deborah Jefferson, the owner of Harold Best Thoughts. She is the visionary for the expo, and I am really excited to be a part of that expo. So I am going to be one of the featured authors at the Our Words Matter Black Author Expo this coming Saturday. And so leading up to that, I decided I would do something different. I've never done this before. So we're gonna try something different here. Hey Jan, how you doing, sis? Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate you. I hope you're gonna stick with me for a little while. We're gonna have a really, really great conversation tonight. Hey, Harold Bed Sauce is in the house. Hey, hey, hey. She is the visionary for the Black Author Expo. It is the inaugural, it's the very first Our Words Matter Black Author Expo here in the CSRA. So I'm really, really happy that I'm able to participate. Um, we talk about that she's had to reschedule a few times, and I'm kind of glad that she did because the previous dates that she had, I was not going to be able to attend. I had other engagements that were already planned. But then when she rescheduled for this, I was like, oh, I could be there. So I'm super duper excited to be able to support her in this. So thank you, sis, for the vision. And I'm really happy to say that Speak Up Sis Bookshelf is one of the sponsors of the expo, and I am going to be one of the featured authors at the expo. So super excited about that. Hello, 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 Latoya, Dr. Mac. How you doing, little sis? It is so good to see you. I'm glad you're stopping in. I hope you all will sit with me for a while. We're gonna have a good night tonight. I highly encourage you all to tag some of your author friends in this. Even if they aren't authors, if you have some friends who are dealing in relationships, they maybe they going through some relationships or whatever, bring them on into the conversation because we're gonna have us a good time tonight. I am doing so well, Jan. Thank you so much for asking. I am really excited about taking this new journey and to stepping into being an author and an inspirational conversationalist full time. I have been supporting the visions of others and their books for a very long time, and I'm going to continue to do that, right? I'm going to absolutely continue to do that, but I am also going to step into this place of embracing Angel Charmaine, the author, the inspirational conversationalist. And so tonight, I am going to give you all an opportunity to experience both the author and the inspirational conversationalist. And I got a special treat for y'all because usually I come into the space and I share from Speak with Chic, One Woman, 10 Truths, which is my first book. That is the book that propelled me forward. But tonight, I decided to kick this week off with When I Met Him. So, all this week, I'm going to be reading and discussing excerpts from either Speak with Sheep, One Woman, 10 Truths, or When I Met Him, or God, I've Got Questions. So, you don't want to miss a night because we're going to have a really, really, really great time, really great conversations. So, y'all come on into the room. I'm giving you all a moment to see that I'm here because we're about to talk. feel free to put your comments, questions, anything you want to say. You can put it in the comment section. I am so ready to talk with y'all tonight. Yes, Deborah. Yes, God worked it all out for us. He sure did. Hello, Shay. How you doing, sis? Thank you so much. I would like for all of you who are connected to Speak Up Sis to please drop a welcome Shay in the comments. Shay Burns is the newest author on the Speak Up Sis bookshelf. She is also going to be a part of our Speak Up Sis bookshelf holiday author showcase that we're going to have between November 18th and the 22nd. So please drop a welcome Shay in the comments so that she knows we are a friendly bunch here and we welcome her. Okay. Yes, Jan, I'm receiving that. It is my time. It is my time. Y'all just need to go ahead and get ready because I got two other books that are in the works that are going to be coming out. So y'all need y'all to get ready and be good with what we got because we got some new stuff that's coming really soon. Good morning, Lamp. How you doing, bro? Good morning. Good evening, Lamp. It's good to see you, brother. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate you for coming through. Hey, Miss Vicky. You said talk about it. I bought that one, then I pass it on. Thank you, Miss Vicky. I appreciate that you one purchase and two that you pass it on to someone who could potentially use the book. So I really appreciate you for that. I really appreciate you for that. And Harabed's Thought says, welcome, Shay. And she is also going to be a feature author at the expo. Yes. So let me just say, Deborah, Shay came through to be a part of the bookshelf, and I told her about the expo and that I was going to be a feature author, and I was like, you should check it out. So I'm super happy that she decided to do that, and so I'll get to meet her in person at the expo. So I'm really, really happy about that. I'm really excited. I'm glad she checked you out. So let's go ahead and get into this. Again, I am going to ask you all to please make sure that you either share this video out with people or tag some folks in it. We are going to talk tonight, and I am going to be sharing from When I Met Him, which is the second book in my conversational narrative series. And When I Met Him is a first, let me say this. My conversational narrative series, they all include 10 what I call conversational narratives. They are 10 short pieces of prose. Each narrative can stand alone by itself, or you can read all 10 together chronologically as you're reading them to give you a fuller story. So in Speak with Sheep, One Woman, 10 Truths, there are 10 short pieces of prose. Like I said, each one can stand alone by itself, or you can read it all together and you get this fuller, more robust reading. When I Met Him is the same way. The difference between When I Met Him and Speak with Sheep, One Woman, 10 Truths is that When I Met Him is more of short stories versus short prose. Okay, so they're short. They're 10 short stories. There are characters. There's scene. There's this whole and each one is a little story by itself. But when you read them all 10 together, you really get this really rich story. All right. Now, When I Met Him, although it has characters, there are no names in the book. There are no names in the book. Okay. There are no names. The chapters are titled Man and a Number. So chapter 1 is titled, you see that right there? Chapter 1 says Man 1. So there are 10 chapters, and there are Man 1, Man 2, Man 3, so on and so forth until you get to Man 10. All of the stories in When I Met Him are real stories. It is my story. So when I decided to become an author, my issue was that I felt like I was still in my story. I was like, I can't write a memoir because I'm not finished yet. I just didn't feel like I was in a place where I was ready to write a full on, 200-page book about myself. Therefore, I decided to tell my story in bite-sized chunks. And that's where my conversational narrative series began. Speak with Sheep was the first installment in the series. When I Met Him is the second, and I have two more coming out in 2025. Okay. So the stories that you read in the conversational narrative series, just know they are all true stories, all a part of my life. However, I don't put any names in the books, and there are places and things have been changed in some of them. But the books are not designed for you all to meet me. The books are written for you to see yourself. That's why there are no names. So as you begin to read, if any of you have ever read, let me see in the chat. If you have already read at least one of my books, put a number one in the chat for me. If you have read at least one of my books, put a number one in the chat. Let me see who has already experienced Angel Charmaine. I see you, Rochelle. Thank you so much. She put book bundle in the comments. Type book bundle for a chance to win all four of my titles. So if you want an opportunity to win, and on Friday, on the last day of this giveaway contest, is when I'm going to announce who the winner is going to be. So make sure you type book bundle in the comments if you want to be included in the giveaway. Okay, so I see Latoya. Latoya, she's already experienced at least one of my books. We got Jan. She's already experienced at least one. We got Deborah. We got Miss Vicky. That's what's up. So I'm really, really excited about that. So here we go. Let's get into it. I am going to read from When I Met Him tonight. And we're going to have a little bit of a conversation. Okay. So before I start reading, I want to say that we're going to have a conversation tonight around having a type or a preference in a partner. A type or a preference in a partner. So, do you all have a type or a preference when it comes to the type of man or woman that you like to date? We're chopping it up tonight. I told you all, tonight you're going to get to experience Angel Charmaine, the author, and Angel Charmaine, the inspirational conversationalist. We're going to pull this all together tonight. So I need y'all to talk to me. Do you have a type or a preference in a partner? Okay. And then I want to ask you to define your type. Is your type based on appearance? Is your type based on personality? Is your type based on values or interests? So, one, do you have a type? And what is that type based on? So that's going to be my question. I want you to put your response inside of the comments, and then we're going to chop it up a little bit tonight about that. And I am going to be reading. If you have When I Met Him, you can pull it out if you want. But I am going to be reading from Man 4. I'm going to be reading from Man 4. Okay, Miss Vicky said character. She says her preference is based on character. So I'm assuming that she's talking about the character of the person. right? If they're a person of integrity and things of that nature. Okay, let's see. Shay says, I think I might. LOL. My type is mostly based on core values. It doesn't hurt for him to be tall. Shay, I'm with you, sis. I'm with you on the height thing. And I'm not even that tall. I'm 5'4.5", but I got a preference for tall guys too. I'm just gonna say. Let me see here. Latoya says, when I was younger in high school, I had what I liked, which were the jocks. When I got to college, I learned I was attracted to teddy bears. Oh my goodness. Listen, it sounds like Shay and Latoya, y'all are like soul sisters for me because I got a thing for tall men and I have a thing for stocky built men as well, the teddy bears, right? And I'm gonna tell you, I like my teddy bears to be a little grizzly too. I like a little grizzly bear mixed with a little teddy bear. Oh, you are good, Shay. We don't care about no typos, sis. Um, let's see here. How you doing, Mother Gainer? Okay, she says he must be stable in mind, spirit of God in life, stability, double mind is unstable in all, and clean. I feel you. I'm a tick off. Now and tonight we're gonna keep it 1,000. But y'all gonna rock with me tonight. We keep it at 1,000. Just let me say that these are all traits that I respect and honor in a man at this point in my life. But can I say that these have not always been at the top of my list? Can I say that? Am I the only one who's like that? These were not the character traits. Like this was nowhere in when I talked about what I liked and what my preference was. We was not talking about no man of God. We was not talking about no being stable. It was nothing like that. I bless the Lord for change and growth. Deborah says she says she likes height too. She likes height too. And Jan says, yes, I do. My type is based on moral values, personality, and intellectual interest. He also must love God. Doesn't mean perfect. I'm telling you, I'm glad that y'all are also grown up right now. I'm glad that I have grown up as well. But listen, I may have written this book a few years ago, but the stories inside are about a previous version of myself. Let me say that. It's about a previous version of myself. So not everything that you're reading is not coming from a person who the stories that you're going to read are not about this woman who had it all together and she did everything right. It absolutely not. It's a different version of me who messed everything up. Okay, so just know that as we talk tonight and as I read and as we share. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, my husband is 6'2". He says he is 6'4" when he stands on his good leg. My honey is bow leg. I have seen him and he sure is. Deborah says, I never had a type before now. Okay, that's interesting as well. Okay, so we're gonna talk more about this as after I read this excerpt. So I want to read the excerpt. I also want to remind you all that this conversation tonight is the first of 6. Let me see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yes, of 6 conversations that we are going to have. I am going to show up at different times of the day. So make sure that you're following my page and make sure you're connected. I will let you know ahead of time, like what time I'm going to be on. And if you come into the space, you want to make sure you type book bundle in the chat in order to get your name placed in the drawing. If you show up every day and you type book bundle every day, then you have an opportunity to have your name put in the giveaway for each day that you show up and that you type book bundle. All right. So if you show up for one day, your name will be in one day. If you show up 3 days and you type book bundle 3 days, then your name will go in 3 days. And so you all are putting in book bundle for an opportunity to win all 4 of my titles. Speak with Sheik. When I met him, God, I've got questions, 10 Bible studies for women, which we're about to start that Bible study on November 12th. We got a 10-week Bible study we're going to do using that Bible study, and my line journal, which is called my words, my thoughts, my words, my voice, a line journal. So you have an opportunity to win all 4 of them by simply joining me on these lives. And y'all know me, I like to just give away stuff. So every day I just may give something away. So we'll see, right? All right, so here we go. Hey, Crystal, how you doing, sis? Thank you so much for showing up. We're about to have a good talk tonight. Hey, Calithia, how you doing, sis? Thank you for joining tonight. Y'all make sure you share the live, invite some people into the space. And again, I'm going to shout out Harold Bedd's Thoughts because she is the visionary behind the Our Words Matter inaugural Black Author Expo that is happening this coming Saturday from 11 to 4 in Aiken, South Carolina. Speak Up Sis Bookshelf is one of the sponsors of the event, and I am also going to be one of the featured authors in the event. And so this giveaway is promoting me as well as bringing some promotion to the event, that I pray that you all will come through and check out the other authors as well as me. So are y'all ready? Man 4, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I am going to read an excerpt from Man 4. Y'all ready? I need to know if y'all ready. I think it's like 10 people watching me. I need to see 10 readies. Let me see. Put ready in the comment. I need you to be like, I'm ready. I'm ready, Angel. Y'all want to meet Man 4? Are you ready to meet Man 4? Let me know if you're ready to meet Man 4. Jan is ready. Okay, Jan is ready. Who else is ready? Shay is ready. Who else is ready? Miss Vicky is ready. Okay, who else is ready? Mother Gaina is ready. Who else ready? Come on. All right. Crystal said, let's go. Ready. So, okay. We going to get into it. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Man 5. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, but we're not in right now. Please leave us a message after the beep. Okay. I know I'm not going crazy. Let me call again because I think I dialed the wrong number. Redialing. I'm sorry, but we're not. Now I know I'm tripping. That is a woman's voice on his voicemail. And she said, we're not in. And leave us a message. Who is she? Where did she come from? And when did she and him become we and us? What the hell is going on? I do not know where the attraction for tall, full figured, wait, can a man be called full figured? Anyway, big and tall men have always been my thing, and I don't know why. But when I first saw him, I knew we would be an item. I was fascinated by the bigness of him, and not so much his size, but rather his personality. He was rarely the best looking guy in the room. However, he always commanded everyone's attention and respect. He seemed to fill a room all by himself. There was something about his brazen smile and hearty laugh that when he spoke, the bass in his voice seemed to cause my heart to pound and rattle, just like the living room speaker used to jump in the trunk of my sister's old Honda. Bam! A few cards fell on the floor and the table shook as he slammed his hand with a big joker onto the card table and belted a laugh. Y'all boys can get up. Who got next? I watched him from my stool as I tried to blend in with the breakfast bar in the kitchen as he and his spades partner beat one pair after the other. The house was packed with people I didn't know. My friend was invited to the cookout and asked me to go along, and I reluctantly said yes. I can be a bit of an introverted extrovert in unfamiliar places with unfamiliar people. So when he looked in my direction and asked, "Do you know how to play?" I almost fell off the stool trying to look around and see who was standing behind me. He chuckled and said, "Do you and your friend want next?" As I sat stupidly staring, I hear my friend say, "Of course she can play. Come on, girl. Let's show these jokers how the game is really played." He sat on my right, his partner was on my left, and my friend was across the table from me. I dealt first. As I shuffled the deck and passed it to him to cut the cards, our eyes met, and his mouth turned up a little to the right in a grin. He was really messing with my head and my heart, but there was no way I was going to lose this game. So I turned my attention to my partner, and it was game time. There was a whole lot of back and forth, jumping up and down, and trash talking, but they were not expecting me to win the last book with the Jack of Diamond. But he was really not ready for me to yell while laughing. Y'all boys can get up. Who got next? My friend and I doubled over in laughter as we celebrated our win by high fiving across the table. He slowly rubbed his head from back to front with the palm of his hand as he shook his head from side to side in disbelief. As he stood to leave the table, he looked at me and said, "I got next. Will you walk out on the porch with me? Let me talk to you for a minute." Just like that, the card game was over and the romance began. That is the beginning of Man 4. So, oh my goodness. Let's chop it up. So, how are y'all feeling about Man 4 right now? Tell me what you're thinking. So, Latoya says, "What is going on? Because why that lady on the phone?" Absolutely. I know, right? You're going to have to read the book to find out who that lady is and why she on the phone. You're going to have to read the book. But listen, I was wondering the same thing. What is this, right? Shay says, "Sounds like a familiar story." So, Shay, let me tell you something about all of my work. I write real, authentic stories that are true and honest from my own life. However, I share what I know almost everybody else will be able to relate to. You'll be able to resonate with it. One of the reasons I do not put names on the characters, one of the reasons I did not actually name these men is because I want you, when you're reading, I want you to see yourself, and I guarantee you, when you finish reading each man, you're gonna have a name for that man. When you read Man 4, you're gonna be like, "Oh, child, I met a Man 4. His name was Daryl." You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, "Oh, child, Thomas was Man 4." You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, I remember that doggone David being Man 8." Right? You are not going to see me. You're gonna see yourself. And that is what my books are designed to do. My books are designed to be Like one of my readers once said, she said, your books are like self-help books where you give us a mirror instead of the answers. That is what my books are designed to do. I don't know all the answers. I don't have all the answers, but I share my life with you so that you can see yourself and realize you ain't in it by yourself. Somebody else done walk that out. And prayerfully, by the end of the book, you will get to a place of encouragement, maybe even empowerment. When I Met Him is a book all about cycles and relationships. So, I'm glad that it feels like a familiar story. It should. It should. Yes, Deborah says Man 4 was something else. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Latoya, hold on a second. Latoya says, I like him because he plays cards. Sounds like a spades man. Yes, absolutely. He was definitely a spades man. He also sounds confident, but obviously I ain't gonna like him because he ain't make the cut. He ain't with my sis now. Facts. Facts, sis. Facts. He did not make the cut. But you're gonna be surprised at why he didn't make the cut. You're going to be surprised about why he didn't make the cut. And so that may shift a little bit with you. I don't know, but when you find out why he didn't make the cut, you know, I don't know. I don't know how you're going to feel at that point. Miss Vicky says, since I read it, I can't comment much. I was in great suspense. I kept saying, what's going on? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you, by the end of this particular short story, Man 4, I think out of many of the men you're going to meet in this book, I feel like he's one that you might not get mad at. I don't know, but y'all have to tell me. Y'all have to tell me. Um, Absolutely. Lee says reverse vicarious living through your books. Yes. You're going to, it'll be a, I like that, a reverse vicarious, because I don't want you to actually live these things, but you probably have lived them and you're going to relive them as you read, but prayerfully to relive them to learn some things, to be a bit more introspective and maybe even self-reflective of your own life, so that maybe if you find yourself still going through these cycles, maybe by the end of When I Met Him, you'll realize that, there's a different way. There's a different way. Okay. Um, Jan says, tall and big men are attractive. All I can think of is him picking me up and throwing me over his shoulder like Tarzan and Jane. Roar. That's the part I got stuck on. Help me do. Jan, I feel you, sis. I feel you, sis. I feel you. So listen, let me ask you all this. Let me ask you, do you think our preferences change over time? Right? Is the type of person you were attracted to when you were younger, is that still the same type of person you're attracted to currently? I want you to think about that and tell me what you think in the comments. Um, let's see here. Who's this? Crystal said, I read the book. I can't speak too much. It's definitely relatable. Yes, it's definitely relatable. Man 4 is relatable. And I don't want to I don't want to give you too much because I don't want to spoil it for you. But I believe many of us women can relate to the Man for story. Yes, Deborah, they gotta read the book. Hold on a second. So Lee says, remember I asked you, did the same angel meet each of these men? We are different at different times in our lives. Absolutely. That is such a great question. And we did talk about that. I mean, a great statement, not question. We did talk about that. And I'm gonna talk about this because Lee brought it up. And thank you so much for bringing it up. So when I met him, is it the 10 conversational narratives that are in here, the 10 short stories, are actually 10 different men. I share in this book 10 different men that I had encounters with over a span of years. Over a span of years. And like Lee said, we are different at different times in our lives. So I was a different person. I was a totally different being when I met man 1 versus by the time I met man 10. I can also tell you that man 1 through man 10 in this book, it is a chronological story. It is chronological. And what that means is man 1 was the first man that I encountered. Man 2, man 3, man 4. So it is chronological. Remember, I told you the book is about cycles. And so if you read this book chronologically from man 1 to man 10, if you read it like it's chapter 1 through chapter 10, I believe you will be able to kind of dissect the woman a bit, and you'll maybe have some understanding as to how she got into this place and why she stayed in the place for so long and why it was necessary, for her to go. So I believe if you read it chronologically, then it will definitely shed some light on some things. But you're absolutely right. I was a different person. I was probably a similar person in certain with meeting certain men in the book, but then I was like a different person when I met others, right? So, and I'm a totally different being now from when I met any of these men, and even when I wrote the book, right? So, yeah, that is a good point. That is a fabulous point. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Okay, so Shay says she thinks she's changed over time. Okay, I know I definitely changed over time. Jan says, yes, I definitely believe they change over time. As I have matured, my needs have evolved. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss Vicky says, I was all over the board. I was all over the board when I was young. I matured quickly and completely changed my preference. That's what's up. Hold on a second. Hey, do you envision man 11 a growth of man 1 through 10, a combination of each or someone totally different? So you are all in my head, Lee. So this past week, actually, I have been thinking about what I am going to write, just like there was a 5th-year anniversary edition for Speak with Chic, there's going to be a 5-year anniversary edition for when I met him as well. And that edition will include man 11. And I don't want to tell y'all about man 11. But I think, I think you all are going to love Man 11. But I'm not going to tell you about Man. I'm not going to answer that question. So I'm just going to say I'm not going to answer that question. I do know how I envision Man 11. Um, and I will say that I guess I can answer. It'll be a bit of it'll be a bit of all. Um, Man 11 will be a growth of men, 1 through 10. It'll be growth, it'll be a culmination, it'll be uniquely different as well. So y'all look out. Get ready for the fifth edition, the fifth anniversary edition of When I Met Him, because there will be, just like with Speak with Sheik, I gave you two bonus um pieces. So if you have the 5-year anniversary edition of Speak with Sheik, your book has two additional pieces of prose. So you got 12 narratives instead of the 10 that's in the regular book. Well, when this one comes out, there'll be one additional story in the book that will be Man 11. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Okay, so that's a good question. Shay says, as a musician, I said I wouldn't get with a musician. Today, my honey is a musician. Shaking my head. Never say never. Sometimes we don't know what we need, but God knows who He has for us. Absolutely. God knows who He has for us because He knows what we need and He knows what that person needs, right? And we'll be perfect, right, for each other, perfectly imperfect for each other. So I'm with you on that, Shay. I'm definitely with you on that. Um, Hello, Peggy Ann. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are having a really good relationship about, a really good conversation about relationships and our types. At the beginning of this conversation, I shared a short excerpt from my book When I Met Him, from Man 4. I shared the part of meeting Man 4 and what my thoughts were about him when I first met him, and you can see what my preference was. And can I say that my physical attraction preference has not changed. I'm gonna just say that. from when I was from when I was 16 to 47, my physical attraction preference has not changed. I still prefer tall. I still prefer teddy bearish. I still like a full man, a full figured kind of man. I still prefer dark skin. I just do. I prefer the people who know me know I like big black and country. That's what I like. So when it comes to physical attraction, I definitely have the same preference that has not changed, period. You know what I'm saying? Have I dated other people who haven't been in that preference? Absolutely. But that's still my preference. Definitely still my preference. In terms of having some preference about the quality of a man, now that has changed drastically over the years. Definitely has changed drastically. But in terms of attraction, yeah, that's still my preference. Did men 1 through 10 help you appreciate man 11? In fact, help refine Angel? Girl, you got some good questions, Lee Johnson. Absolutely. 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 Men, all of them. All of them. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4 through 10. Every single one of them. The experiences, the encounters, all of those have helped me to And it's not so, and let me say this, it's not even so much of them helping me to appreciate him, but all of those encounters help me to see me. I'm telling you, when you read When I Met Him, even though the title has a him in it, When I Met Him, each chapter is titled Man and a Number. I guarantee you that by the time you finish reading it, your focus will probably be more on her than it is any of them. Because my work is not designed to focus on all these other people. My work is designed for you to focus on you. And so by the time you finish reading When I Met Him, you will see the woman. You will have some thoughts about the woman, which in turn should make you look at yourself and have some thoughts about you. So I would say that men 1 through 10 helped Angel to see Angel. The good parts and the not so good parts, they helped me to see and to understand why I was doing what I was doing or not doing what I didn't do or did what I did or shouldn't have ever. They helped me to see me. And in helping me to see me, I was able to do the work that I needed to do so that I could be good for Man 11. Man 11, Man 11 will get the best, the highest version of Angel thus far because of the encounters with the previous 10. I hope that answers that question. Yes, Miss Vicky. Everybody need to get ready for Man 11 and the 5-year anniversary edition of When I Met Him. Okay. Yes, Deborah. Deborah says we have to be patient. We have to be patient and wait on God. Let me tell you, when I met him, the 10 short stories and When I Met Him spanned from 5-year-old Angel all the way to 40-year-old Angel. 35. This one book, and it's not a big, thick book. This one book is extremely powerful, but this one book spans 35 years. And Man 11 still hasn't been written, right? So, Deborah, I agree with you. We have to be patient and wait on God. You have to be patient. Don't rush the process. Don't rush the process. Embrace all the moments. Mother Gainer says, Lord, yes, I have transformed, but willing to accept the 80-20 rule as long as stable mind is intact. Okay, okay, Mother Gainer, you got to tell me what the 80-20 rule is, because I don't know. What is the 80-20 rule? You got to tell us. So I have to ask you all this. I have to ask in this conversation. When we talk about the importance of standards, because I've seen, he's got to be God-fearing, got to love God, got to have these good morals and all the things, right? So having standards is important, right? But let's talk about flexibility. And I think that's kind of where Mother Gainer is going right there with the comment where she says she's willing to accept the 80-20 rule, right? Are there core qualities that should be non-negotiable, or is it healthy to be open to new types of people? Like yes, we got to have standards. Do you think that we should have some flexibility in those standards? Or should your standards be concrete? Are you like I got 10 standards and he or she got to check them 10 boxes, or it's a no for me? right? So what do you all think about balancing standards and flexibility, or should there even be any balancing of standards and flexibilities? Do you believe that your standards should just be set in concrete and not unmovable? What do you think? Okay, let's see. Khalithia says, even in waiting on God, we can only operate from our experiences, exposures, and teachings. Our man 1 through 10 appear often out of our brokenness. Absolutely. Absolutely. Khalithia, I see right now. I'm gonna have to bring you. You're gonna have to be you're gonna have to be a roundtable guest on Speak Up Sis podcast. Speak Up Sis podcast is coming back full force January 2025. And so we're gonna have some blue flame panel discussions, and we're gonna throw relationships right on in there. And so Lee Johnson, I want you to think about being a panel guest on Speak Up Sis podcast when we return full force in 2025, because you asked some really good questions and you make some really great comments. And I would love for us to be able to chop up some of this on screen together. But you're absolutely right. I agree with you. Peggy says, what made you change your preference as you did the work on yourself to receive man 11? What made me change my preference? I realized that I realized where, and I'm not talking preference in terms of attractive, like appearance. I don't know where the appearance attraction came from. It's just what I like. In terms of being big and dark and and little teddy bearish. It's just, I don't know why, but it just is. But my preference in terms of character traits and morals and quality of life and things of that nature, they changed. One, because I realized like where my faulty thinking and beliefs began. After writing about these 10 men, I was able to kind of see the pattern. I was able to see where the thought process came from. And so in recognizing that and acknowledging it and dealing with it, I was able to stop it. Like, no, I'm not gonna say that wasn't an overnight thing. That wasn't an overnight thing. Dare I say that even after I wrote this book, I met another, I met another like man 3 through 9. I met, one of them here, there. So it's not that I got it all figured out by the time I wrote the book. But at this point in my life, I have figured it out. I've acknowledged it. And so I have been working on making those changes. That's the primary thing that caused me to change. It's recognizing where did I get those standards from in the first place? Why was I meeting these men in the first place? Like, what was my heart's posture when even going into these relationships? Like, what was it? I was able to see it, acknowledge it, figure it out, and then begin to work on it. And I'm just going to tell you that a whole lot of prayer, a whole lot of fasting and praying and crying and laying before the Lord, and just is a lot. And there are conversations that I choose not to have in the public space during the Speak Up Sis experience, which will be coming to a town near you in 2025. During the Speak Up Sis experience, you get it's the Speak Up Sis experience featuring Angel Charmaine. And what you see here, we do this live and live in color and intimate groups of women. Women have been getting breakthroughs from the Speak Up Sis experience for 6 years now. So some of the conversations I reserve for those intimate spaces, because not everybody can receive and respect the conversations, right? So I don't have them in this public forum. But sis, when you see a Speak Up Sis experience featuring Angel Charmaine come near you, I want you to come to it. And then I can give you some other things that that took place for me to be able to change my preference. But that's a great question. Thank you for asking it. Um, okay, so Deborah says, she says to a certain extent in terms of flexibility. So Deborah, Deborah, I need you to explain that, sis. I need you to give me the certain extent. I know you shy, but you're gonna come on the show. You're gonna come on the show. Miss Vicky says it can span that long. When I was 5, I was thinking of when I grew up. I wanted to grow up and have a family like Lever to Beaver's home. You want to be one of the cleavers. I feel you. I feel you. Mother Gainer says 80% of outcomes come from 20% of causes. He may not have 80% of all the external, but have the 20% of the internal that produces the external. Oh, Mother Gainer. I feel like I want to explore this conversation more. It won't be tonight though. It won't be tonight because I'm almost done with this conversation. It won't be tonight. But Mother Gain, I'm gonna put a pin in this. I may have to bring you on as a guest on the podcast as well to talk a little bit more about this 80% of outcomes come from 20% of causes when it comes to relationships. Definitely. Um, let's see here. Shay says there are often traumatic issues in our life, parental upbringing, religion, etc., that define our standards. Doing the work on ourselves will give us guidance on what we should and shouldn't accept. A red flag 10 years ago may not be a red flag today. Absolutely. Absolutely. Or something that you didn't consider a red flag 10 years ago could very well be a red flag now, right? Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Yes. Latoya says flexibility. My husband had expectations for me, and I had expectations for him. One of mine was for him to work on his relationship with God, mainly because I had been in a marriage where we were unevenly yoked. I also forced my ex-husband to go to church. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness, Latoya. And I'm gonna read it from over here because I can see it over here. She says, I don't force my current husband. He will go once a month and follow men of God through comedy such as Kev on Stage, but that doesn't make him an unbeliever. He has his way of connecting with God. Girl, so do y'all know that we're going to have much fuller discussions about all of this? I want to go ahead and say to you all, please know that in 2025, the Speak Up Sis experience featuring Angel Charmaine is going on the road. And we are going to be in different cities and different states throughout 2025. And we are taking the Speak Up Sis experience, only the CSRA and a few other places, San Antonio, Savannah, some other places have experienced the Speak Up Sis experience. But we are taking it full on out. And so these breakthrough conversations, when I say breakthrough, if you have ever been to a Speak Up Sis experience, please put a yes in the comment right now and let the people know the Speak Up Sis experience is an experience. We call it the Speak Up Sis experience because the experience you have is an experience with like-minded women who have an experience with the Spirit of the living God. And it is so beautiful, y'all. It's not a church service. It's not a Bible study. It's none of those things. But the way the Lord positions himself and the women in the room every single time, there is such a powerful move of the Lord. There are such breakthroughs that happen at the Speak Up Sis experience. So when he said Angel's time to go, I was like, okay. So 2025, the Speak Up Sis experience is going to be on the road. So look out for the Speak Up Sis experience featuring Angel Charmaine. We are going to have some really, really, really intense conversations, and some folk gonna get free. Just let me say that. Just some folks gonna get free. So if you do not already have my books, make sure you put book bundle in the comment section. If you haven't already done that, type book bundle in the comment section, and you will be entered to win the grand prize giveaway, which I'll announce Friday, for a chance to receive all four of my titles. The first book of the series is Speak with Sheep, One Woman, 10 Truths. It is a book all about self-love and self-acceptance. Book 2 is When I Met Him. It is a book all about cycles and relationships. And then I've got God, I've got questions, 10 Bible studies for women. It is actually the companion. It's a Bible study workbook. It's a companion to Speak with Sheep, One Woman, 10 Truths. If you get God, I've got questions, please get Speak with Sheep with it. You're going to need it. They work together. Okay. They work in tandem. So you want to get them both. If you're going to get God, you don't need God, I've got questions for Speak with Sheep, but you will need Speak with Sheep for God, I've got questions. And then the fourth title it is a blank lined journal. It is called My Thoughts, My Words, My Voice. And I created that one as a companion for When I Met Him, because that's how When I Met Him was created. I wrote it based on my journal entries that I had made in one journal that spanned about 3 years worth of journal entries. And so I decided to create a journal. It's just a line journal to be the companion for When I Met Him, because I believe that after reading this book, if you will take that journal and place your thoughts and your words and your own voice in that journal, I believe you will come out with something very beautiful, very special to you, and you just might write your own book based on what you put in that journal. So you have an opportunity to win all four of them as a bundle, simply because you join me during this conversation and you put book bundle in the comments. And if you come every day, then you've got 6 opportunities to have your name placed in the drawing in order to win the book bundle. Okay. All right. So is there no one who, oh, I had to scroll up. Okay. I see you, Peggy. Peggy got book bundle. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Shay, um, she said, just in case I didn't already. That's right, Deborah. Let's get it. Deborah said, yes, I'm ready to travel. Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on. You know, I'm going to be inviting everybody to go with me. Everybody to go with me. Deborah says, yes, the Speak Up Sis experience is amazing. If you have yet to experience it, you all are missing a treat, but don't miss it. All right. So I am going to wrap up this evening with you all. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for making day 1 of this book bundle giveaway extravaganza. Making it a success. I have thoroughly enjoyed having this conversation with you all. I want you to come back tomorrow. So we're going to do this again on Monday, but we're going to do this tomorrow. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that I give y'all the right time so y'all can plan it and you can make sure that you are in the building. Okay, so tomorrow, Monday, we are going to do this at 7. Tomorrow, Monday, we're going to do this at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So same bat time, so a same bat channel, right? But different times, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. We're going to come in here. I'm going to read another excerpt. I'm not going to tell you which book, but I'm going to tell you, we're going to read another excerpt. We're going to have another conversation, and you'll have another opportunity to have your name entered into the drawing. And for tonight, everyone who showed up tonight, and you put book bundle in tonight, I am going to do a drawing tonight. And that drawing is going to be for a Speak Up Sis sticker. And you'll be able to put that sticker. It looks just like this, right? It's the Speak Up Sis suede and the word mark, which makes up the Speak Up Sis logo. And it's a cute little sticker. You can put the sticker on the back of your laptop or on a book. Stickers. I don't know about y'all, but I like stickers. So you're going to have an opportunity to win a Speak Up Sis sticker if you put book bundle in the comments tonight. And you will find out tomorrow whether or not you got that sticker. And if you're the winner, you'll just have to send me your mailing address. It can be P.O. Box or whatever, but you have to send me your mailing address so I can mail the sticker to you. Okay. So join us every night. I just may have some daily giveaways leading up to the grand prize giveaway. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Did you all enjoy this? Let me see. Did you enjoy tonight? Tell me what you think about tonight. Yes, Deborah. Tomorrow, Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be right back here and we're going to do this again. Shay says, I'm putting my book bundle in early. I've got a concert to perform in North Augusta tomorrow. You can't put it in early, Shay, but it's okay because we're going to do it again Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So as many days as you can participate, that's how many days you'll be able to get your name entered, right? So if you can only do 3 days, then you'll have your name in the drawing 3 times. If you can do all 6 days, you'll have your name in 6 days. If you can only do 1 day, it'll at least go in 1 time, right? So no worries. You can't do it early, but no worries. We're gonna do this for 6 days, so you can pop in on whichever days that you are available. All right, Miss Vicky said yes, she enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much. I am so glad that you took time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight. Deborah, hold on a second, y'all. Hey, I'm on a live. I'm gonna call you right back, okay? All right. Deborah says I had a fantastic time. Mother Gaynor said yes. And Shay said, don't forget to vote on Tuesday if you didn't vote early. Yes, Tuesday is voting day. So make sure, I think when we start at 7, the polls will be closed by 7. So we will be starting. No one should still be out trying to vote because the polls will probably be closed so they usually close at 7 o'clock. So make sure you go vote early so that you can join us here. Well, Tuesday might be a different time. But Monday we'll be here at 7. But don't forget to go vote on Tuesday, okay? All right. And with that, everyone, I want to say thank you so very much for coming into this space. If you are interested in purchasing any of my books, if you don't want to wait on Friday, then you can go to speakupsis.com/bookshelf and you'll be able to find all of my work there. Or better yet, you can come out to the Our Words Matter Black Author Expo this coming Saturday in Aiken, South Carolina from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Guess what, y'all? I ordered brand new copies of the brand new covers. So for those of you who don't know, I rebranded all of my books. They are absolutely beautiful. And so all of the new covers will be in. So whomever wins this giveaway, you're going to get the 4 new covers for these books. So if you're going to come to the expo, make sure you bring some change, your cash app, whatever, so that you can purchase the books on Saturday. I will have plenty enough for you all to purchase. Okay. So Until tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, thank y'all so much for joining me. I bless the Lord for you, and I pray that you have a wonderful night. And if it is God's will, I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for day 2 of my book bundle giveaway extravaganza. Good night, everybody.